Ladies and gentlemen, Team Battle Arena has reset once again, and I find myself in the top 50 situation in the Challenger League. Now, I want to talk about a lot of different things today, but first things first, the rewards for Challenger were very good. It was 875 crystals for me to get into the top 50. You can see the rewards right there. I'll also throw up the screenshot of what I got just yesterday when it reset. So that was quite nice. But in order to get to Challenger, you have to be in the top 25 of Vibranium, and then you get promoted. So it is quite difficult, but I was surprised to get, like, I don't try that hard. I didn't, I mean, I tried hard. I have a whale account, but I didn't refresh. I didn't spend any crystals refreshing. I lost like 20 or 25 matches. So the bar is not that high that you have to like win every single match and you have to refresh constantly. Now, this may change over time. If more people enjoy this game mode, it becomes more popular. More people will play. The margin of error will shrink. But at least for now, it's pretty chill. It's very fun, I think, and still has a lot of, you know, place to grow and to theory craft and things like that. But it was pretty chill, and I wouldn't mind bouncing between, you know, Challenger and Vibranium. What do I even get for staying in Challenger? I get, you get 1,000 if you stay in. So the bottom 25 get pushed back to Vibranium. If you stay in the top 20, you get 1,000 crystals every 2 weeks. That's not bad at all, dude. That's not bad at all. And if you're a little bit higher, if you're in the top 19, you get 1,500 crystals a week. That's bonkers. Wow. Okay, I'm just realizing this now. Wow, is this the same for Timeline Battle? That's crazy. There's no way I'm going to be able to keep this up. But, yeah, I guess it is the same for Timeline Battle, eh? Yeah, 1,500 crystals. Wow. No wonder people... But then, see, the thing with Timeline Battle, it's just so exhausting, man. You got to go in and every single match, you got to refresh all this shit. Anyways, I don't want to get too distracted here with the rewards. Let's talk about the ban list, because the ban list has gotten pretty spicy for Challenger. However, there still isn't enough of a ban list in my opinion. Some people will disagree with me, but the ban list, as you can see, for Challenger is leadership characters and Phoenix Force. Now, surprisingly, Phoenix Force only gets rid of, well, basically 0 characters. No one was using Jean, but maybe 1 or 2 accounts were using Jean, but that's the only Phoenix Force character. Oh, and Colossus, I guess. But Colossus would have been banned anyways. Actually, no, Colossus wouldn't have been banned because he has to have the Phoenix Force uniform, but he would have been banned as a leadership. Leadership, on the other hand, is pretty big. It bans Sentry, that's huge. It bans Spider-Man, it bans Captain America, it bans Colossus. You know, you do hit quite a few characters with leadership tag. You also hit a lot of supports, so you can't use Shuri anymore. You can't use Agent Venom anymore, and that really throws a wrench into things in a big way. So I do like the ban this week in particular, because it does shake things up, and it did force me to add like 5 or 6 new characters to my team of 15, which I think is good. If you have to shuffle up like a third of your teams every 2 weeks, that feels really nice. But I worry that if we don't get a big ban like leadership or symbiote or, you know, like weapon master, if we get one of the lesser used typings or ability tags, it's just going to be like agility and strong bans like 1 character. And then you're back to just square one. Sentry comes back, all that BS. So, yeah. The other problem is this is just for Challenger. For those of you that are in Vibranium watching, this is what the ban list looks like. It's just Mind Resist. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, what the hell? Why would they ban Mind Resist? Well, if you go into the ability table and you look at Mind Resist, this is the group of characters that exist. The only one cut off here by my camera is Maximus. Don't worry about him. He's not PvP meta right now. But this list is actually not bad. I was personally using, and I still am, Madeline and Magic. So those would be 2 characters out of 15 that would have been banned for me. Again, it's not really a third. A third, you want like 4 characters banned. You want like 3 to 5 characters banned every 2 weeks that everyone is using. But it's still decent. I still think there should be 2 ability tags banned in Vibranium and 3 ability tags banned in in Challenger, but that's just my opinion. And then of course I wonder what it's like for people in the other leagues, because they have no bans and it's just copy paste, rinse repeat all the time. And so you basically just have to force yourself to climb to get out of that sort of like hellscape of repetition. So it is what it is. I don't know. I still really like this game mode. I do think there's still a lot to be learned, and a lot of it still doesn't make sense to me. But what I wanted to do, in addition to highlighting that the tags are better now, but I still think they need more tags, or they need tags plus a couple of characters banned. Like, I would really like Null to be banned. I'm sorry. I know that sounds crazy. I use Null in PvP everywhere. I love Null. I just got the symbiote team up maxed out. Don't you want to get value out of that, Alex? I do and I don't. The thing is, Null is so insanely good that you would be an idiot not to use Null on your team. So every team is running Null, and then it's usually double support Null, whatever. The thing is, because you see him all the time, you just end up ignoring him. So what most players do is they just chuck their weakest team against Null, and they just always concede that one as a defeat. I'll show you when we do a couple matches here in a minute. But it basically is just kind of boring. There's really no thought process. It becomes just a binary of just like insta-lose, whatever. And so if just Null was banned, just that one character, oh, Valkyrie's out of there, Ronan's out of there for this team, and instead for this team, I don't know, like now the shop is open. I could maybe do a Defenders team. I could maybe do a Fantastic Four team. Maybe I'm gonna tier 4 Echo and run her with Quicksilver and Black Widow. Maybe I'm gonna, you know what I mean? There's like, now there's options. Now we're talking. Just one more character. Do you see what I mean? It opens up so much if just one more character gets banned. Maybe I would put together a different kind of symbiote team with Carnage and Sleeper and Toxin or something like that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that can happen when just a couple of key characters are banned. In this case, obviously, I'm basically asking for Null and Sentry to take a hike. But yeah, I do find it kind of fascinating that so much can be mixed up, and there's so many characters waiting that are like almost good enough. And so what I wanted to highlight is some of the characters who did not really make the cut for me last week, but are really proving themselves this week. First up, I want to give a huge shout out to Apocalypse and Magic. I used Magic on and off last week, but I wasn't really feeling her. Sometimes I used a support character instead. Sometimes I used, what's her name? Weapon Hex. But now she's really good. Now she performs a lot better with just a few characters missing. And Apocalypse, this team does really, really well. There's a mixture of Immortality and Revive characters, so you have a little bit of flexibility there for sort of like taking burst damage. And then you also have a lot of CC. So if your characters can survive, especially Apocalypse, if he survives after that initial 12-second burst, he starts putting down crazy AoE CCs, and then Deadpool and Magic can get to work picking off enemies. It's quite nice. This team can punch up. This team is shockingly good. Again, Madeline provides a ton of CC after that initial 12 seconds, so as long as you can survive those 12 seconds, she starts to CC like crazy, and then Wolverine and Carnage just eat everyone's lunch. I actually punched up on a Null team with this team, which is absolutely bonkers. So that was really fun. And then Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, I've seen some people run him with Victorious. I've seen some people run him double support. He's creeping up. He's not bad at all. So characters that we kind of dismissed last year for being kind of like shitty PvP tier 4s are kind of starting to make a name for themselves in this game mode. So and actually MPKB, I'm not making fun of you, bro. I just think it's really funny because you're first place, so I have to brag a little bit here. He attacked me and he lost 5 hours ago. I don't know what happened. Maybe he forgot to move the teams around. Maybe he just like auto-played it. But I pulled up the game to see that, and I was like, oh, that's the funny thing about defenses is, and that's why I love when they show the defenses. I think they used to have this in Timeline and they took it away. I love this because it adds an extra layer. Like, for example, I see some of the people, like sometimes when people attack me and they lose and then they win, I think that's so funny because it's like they really want revenge. I also see sometimes people farm me, like the same person will attack me 2, 3, 4 times. Then I get kind of like fever and I want to go and hit them back for attacking me. So anyways, I do really like this game mode. I understand why some people don't like it. And I think that it still has room to work, but I think the rewards are pretty decent. And we haven't even talked about the shop yet, but the shop is not bad here. I've got 5,000 tokens now, so I can clean out the tier 4 materials. and then maybe go for the CTP because I'm actually really close. The shop is resetting. I might actually just go for the CTP. These tips are applicable to everyone in every league, not just Challenger League. The first thing is you want to choose an opponent that you know you can beat, or you're confident that you can beat because of their team makeup, because of certain different team ups that you can take advantage of, whatever. But that's kind of the first key thing, is you want to make sure within reason, right? And you want to maybe test out against the team, for example, and see if you can beat them kind of handily. That's kind of the first thing. Once you have a team that you can beat, or once you get more confident about the teams that you can beat, you want to try to beat teams that have higher points than you. So for example, I have 1160, so I want to go for teams that have at least 1200 or more, because you'll get more points. It's not like a huge difference, but it can be, in some cases, a difference of 10 points, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. And you can see here, on some of these hits, I'm getting 40, and then on some of these hits, I'm getting 51. So that fluctuation, see, this is a 38 on Shivas, and then again, Faber gave me 51. That's a fluctuation of 13. That's a lot of points. That's like an extra 25% on the number of points. So you want to try and do that when possible, as long as you think you can beat the opponent. If you don't think you can beat the opponent, then don't risk it. Obviously, a loss when you minus like 12 points, 15 points, that's a huge jump. That's a huge shift from actually winning. So I'm going to try against this Korean player here. I'm going to put my Null up against presumably his second best team, which is Silver Surfer Adam Warlock. I'm going to sacrifice my worst team. This is kind of my strategies. I do kind of like a punch down strategy. So I initially find their best team, and I sacrifice my worst team that I think is my worst team. Then I find their second best team, and I put my best team against them, and then I basically just work backwards from there. So my second best team is Silver Surfer, so I'm going to put my Silver Surfer team up against his maybe Wolverine and Deadpool. That should be good. Yeah, and then we're going to put Wolverine. We're going to put that team there. I think that should be good. We'll go ahead and run it. It's fine. If I lose, it's fine. I'm not too worried. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm trying not to get tilted in the video. Sometimes I get tilted watching what happens because it's kind of frustrating. Sometimes your characters just... The two things that I find that frustrated me the most about this game mode is, one, sometimes your characters get the enemy down to like 1 HP, and then they just can't finish the job, and that's really frustrating. Because they get them down. Like I watch whittle, and I'm not talking about 1 HP immortality. No. I'm talking like they get them down like this, and then they just can't finish the job, and you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I have also noticed, I don't want to panic anyone, but I have noticed a little bit of targeting issues. I've seen it once. I don't know how like common it is, if other people have noticed this, but I've seen it once where like Otherworld Battle, characters were just standing around. Am I gonna lose? Oh my god, that was insane, bro. Losing to those clowns. I think I lost now. Okay, I'm not gonna get tilted. But anyways, I saw Hella once standing around doing nothing, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of bad. Like, this can't happen for this game mode, you know, because it's kind of unacceptable. You know, they need to figure this shit out. Okay, we got that win there. We're probably gonna lose this one in total because I was supposed to win that second match and I didn't. But we'll see. We still got some fun ones here to sort of mess around with. I can't remember what his hidden team is. That's another thing, is if you find someone you can beat, you gotta remember their team setup and what their hidden team is, because it's really important to be winning consistently. That team's so good, man. Deadpool, Magic, Apocalypse, they are crushing it. This one's gonna be interesting. I'm probably gonna lose this one. This is a similar kind of mirror match to what just happened, but it's Magic instead of Deadpool. Or sorry, Deadpool instead of Doctor Doom. We're doing pretty well right now. The key to this one is Thanos not dying. So if my Thanos dies, I think I'm toast. If it's Apocalypse versus Doom. Oh no, it's 2 versus 1. Never mind. Is it a 2 versus 1? I can't tell. I think Apocalypse is bugged. No, he's there. He's there. Damn, almost, eh? Yeah, that sucks. I really should not have lost that second one. That was really unacceptable. But I guess what I should have done is my Doom. I should have put my Doom, my Hela team up against his Wolverine Deadpool. That was a mistake on my part. I should have taken advantage, because I mean, when you're running Hela, you want to take advantage of that if you can, right? So let me try that guy actually one more time. This is actually a really good example, because I can just run it back with the same teams. And see here, we're going to sacrifice that. And then we should be good. Yeah, this is exactly the setup I had. I always double, triple, quadruple check because I can't... there's just so many icons, and you just, if you're not paying really close attention, sometimes the icons just start to like blur because you're using the same team. So you're looking at, oh, where's the null on my side? Where's the null on his side? I've had a bunch of times already where I've accidentally set the teams in the wrong order, and then I end up losing just based on that mistake. This team, check this out. This team can punch up. Look at that. I told you in the video, you can kill null. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Madeline, Carnage, Wolverine, baby. Okay. If we didn't screw this up, we should win this fight as well. Ooh, no, Thanos is taking so much damage. Doom has to step in here. Thanos is taking way too much damage. We triggered Wolverine, which is really good, but we got to trigger Deadpool. Nice. Okay, this is going to be tough here. Doom has to come in and clean up. Yep, Thanos didn't last. Doom has to clean up here. He can clean up, but he doesn't. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know if I should switch that team around for somebody else. I do think I'm kind of losing value. I could lose this one as well because of Adam with all the Coulson buffs. Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's difficult, but if Null gets stuck in a long skill and he gives Adam enough time to recover with the second skill, you can get one-shotted. But yeah, okay, we have 2 chances here now. We shouldn't brick both of these. We won this one pretty easily last time, so let's see what happens here. Oh, we're struggling with Thanos, which is kind of the key here. Yep, see, Thanos is holding on. See, if Thanos holds on, we're toast. Thanos bounced twice from 1 HP. We should have this. Apocalypse is surprisingly good, but we'll see what... Hey, let's go. Booming! So, yeah, really like this team. I'm really enjoying this particular team for this 2 weeks of team battle arena. And I also really like this team here. A lot of punch-up opportunities. And yeah, quite nice there. So, yeah, hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully that gets you guys excited about the game mode. Come find me in Challenger. And, yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.